Community Radio.
1337.
Turn up the volume.
The People's Radio, Levski.
This is the People's Radio News for the week ending the 4th of September, 2951. The top headline this week continues to be Zenithreat. The group launched a second series of attacks on Stanton. This followed a raid on a corporate convoy headed towards the terror system. Reports from traders, travelers and residents describe the scene near Microtech's Lagrange Point 1 as a state of all-out war. The conflict represents the second such incursion into the system by the xenophobic terrorists from nearby Pyro. For more on this, we cross over to our Stanton system correspondent, Emma Gatewood.
For the second time in less than a year, Zenithreat has launched an assault on the Stanton system. The terrorist group made their intentions known by marking their return with a takeover of comrades, as well as fresh attacks on UE Naval Station INS Jericho. Civilian defense forces were once again mobilized to counter the fresh incursions, leading People's Alliance Council Representative Tyrone Basing to issue the following statement.
CDF mobilization for non-military police action once again represents an official UAE endorsement of vigilante justice in nearby Stanton. Always is that they be consistent in their stance. If it is wrong outside the empire, it is just as wrong within it. The next time we hear of advocacy agents sent into NICS for a so-called vigilante, don't expect us to help in any way.
Having learned from their previous defeat here, Zenithreat appear to be better armed, in greater numbers and seemingly far more organized. Returning with a plethora of capital ships and plenty of firepower escorting them, many here in Stanton are perplexed as to how they have amassed such an armada so shortly after a seemingly crushing defeat the last time they invaded the system. This raises serious questions as to what may be at play in driving this rise in force strength and new recruits. The campaign and eventual election of UE Imperator Leilani Addison is thought to be a key factor, as rising tensions and xenophobia within the Senate appears to have derailed her nominee for ambassador to the Sion Empire. When I reached out to the advocacy's Rowena Dooley for her thoughts on this, as well as the People's Alliance statement that the civilian defense force she commands represents an official UE endorsement of vigilante justice, she not surprisingly declined comment. For the People's Radio News reporting from Stanton, for all of you back home in NICS, I'm Emma Bacchus-Olson.
Meanwhile, elsewhere in Stanton, the advocacy's Rowena Dooley and UAE Navy appear to have their hands full. Reports have surfaced that the Ninetales faction have taken advantage of the distraction provided by Zenithreat. The Grim Hex-based bandits are reported to have conducted lockdowns of several space stations near Crusader, disrupting tourists as well as freight haulers headed towards Orizon. In Pyro, there are fresh attacks on Ruin Station, allegedly the result of a power vacuum as Zenithreat's forces are stretched thin in their second Stanton offensive. Rival gangs have battled for control of the station all week long. This, along with recent flare activity from Pyro itself, made travel especially hazardous throughout the system this week. Finally, closer to home here in NICS, scientists have discovered a previously unknown exocomet rich in volatiles. Convoys from Levski were seen leaving on the morning of the 2nd in hopes of taking a closer look for themselves. From all of us here at the People's Radio and myself, Mia Ratoria, enjoy the week and fly safely.